Building your entire online business on just AI services is highly risky, and I would highly advise against it for the following reasons. My name is Marvin. I've built 5 online businesses to 5 figures a month. I'm also using AI in my own businesses. On this channel, I'm helping you with Q&As daily, and here are the 5 businesses that I have built in a quick summary. If you want to learn more about that, you can head to my main channel, but let's jump right into the question of the day. Is AI automation a scam or a viable business? Now the thing is, as you can see right now on social media, there is a new AI gold rush with people selling courses and programs on AI automation agencies where they sell make.com automations and workflows to businesses in order to help them automate their processes in their business. I've personally sold high-ticket marketing services in 39 countries over the past 9 years with all of my 5 different businesses. And I say, when you just rely on AI and just follow this hype right now, you are in for a massive surprise potentially in the next 3 to 6 months. This field of these new technologies is changing rapidly. It's adjusting very rapidly with every new release of new LLM AI models right now, whether that's Gemini or that's OpenAI. Sooner or later, what's going to happen is the same thing that has happened to pretty much all the other technologically advanced business models, just like this automation model. And that is that it will be massively simplified to a level where your potential customer is not willing anymore to spend a high-ticket sum on that kind of service. But let me explain, because the situation is a bit more complex than that. Right now, all these potential clients and business owners who would pay you good money for that are thinking that these services are highly complex and you are a very advanced professional, not knowing that most people in this space don't know how to code, don't know much about AI. It's pretty much just surface level knowledge. And to make a long story short, we will see the day when we will be able to just set up a very simple prompt on AI that's going to get us that complex result that right now is being sold to business owners for a high ticket fee. And that means in a future version of any of these AIs, you will be able to just say, hey, set me up a very complex workflow that's going to have my new leads being automatically added to my CRM, automatically going to be added to the sequence that you will now create based on my website information or based on this document right here. Set up an email that they will receive that will sell them on jumping on a call, and then within 2 days to just follow up with them, send them another message, and then 2 days later another message, and so on. That's going to be the most simplest prompt, the same way it is right now for recipes, for letting AI calculate your calories and macros, whatever you do with it, right? We could be only 3 to 6 months away from a situation where AI is going to be good enough so that these complex workflows will be completely obsolete. And what happens then? That's my big question. What happens then if that's the point of my video, you haven't diversified your business to a level where it's not going to completely crumble in that moment when you realize, well, I have signed all my clients exclusively on this belief that this is so complex and I will do this for them for a high ticket, maybe monthly retainer and manage that for them. I mean, right now, most of these platforms work like pre-built Lego blocks. You can just basically drag and drop and build your workflow without any code or any complexity. So there is a very low barrier to entry, which can be good and bad. And here's what makes me so cautious about these business models and people teaching these business models. See, as soon as somebody tells me to reinvent the wheel, there is something fundamentally wrong. Because in order to make money in business, you usually don't have, like ever, to reinvent the wheel. See, for example, people have said for so long that ads as a service have been dead. Yet, ads as a service have been viable for the past 25, 30 years, even when we're just talking about online advertising already. And the reason why that is because it's a human-to-human interaction. If you think about it from a business perspective, from a business owner's perspective, who would you spend $50,000 on? Or let me say, who would you give the 50K and have them be responsible for what you do with that money? Would you trust a random bot, some AI bot, and some AI tool and say, here, there's 50K, you can spend that? Or would you spend that on somebody that you are in business with, that you have partnered up with, somebody who you have a business relationship with, who you at least have been talking to on several Zoom calls, and who consulted you in the best way on what they should do in terms of the strategy for your business, right? Who of the two would you pick? And that pretty much explains why ads as a service haven't and will not die, not even in 10 years. And we are very far away from the average person building that level of trust with some random AI avatar. Yes, we can use them to chat. Yes, there are people who are delusional and fall in love with AI bots. When it comes to business, I highly doubt there will be so many of these business owners, ages 40, 50, 60 and up, spending that money on a chat window with an AI, just saying, hey, you got all the rights to use my LinkedIn account, Facebook account, Google account, spend the money however you want to, here's the prompt, and just go at it. And to also give you some example where the same thing has already happened, where the same problem already occurred in this AI market, we just have to look at AI high-ticket chatbot services from maybe like 2 years ago. And maybe you remember this. You could just basically sell that as a service, a customer chatbot, basically this Q&A little chat box on websites that we have now everywhere. It used to be basically set up by some marketing/AI automation agency service provider. But then the market just adjusted. So intercom and chat based, they also offered these types of integrations and made this whole process of setting up this customer chatbot significantly easier for business owners. And now everybody can just upload a document or a website URL and just say with a simple prompt, build me my customer chatbot from my website. Now, if you don't agree with me here, give me one good reason why the same thing is not about to happen with NAN and Make.com. See, my main point here is you should look at business this way. You have to think in patterns. And if you detect a pattern, and usually do that by focusing on something that has been working for decades already. Online, offline, it doesn't matter. It goes back to principles of business. That's why I mainly focus on the type of offers that have been around for a couple decades, when I was even a child. And I know these have been sold before maybe I was born, and they will still be sold in 20, 30 or 40 years from today. But with these highly experimental new offers that are just hyped right now for good reason, right? It's exciting to look at new technology. It's just a gamble. And my point is also not to say, hey, stop doing this, don't do any of these AI automation services, don't really learn about it, don't offer them. That's totally not my point. My point is to say, hey, you should also offer something next to that service, maybe as a downsell or an upsell at the very least, that is probably very unrelated to AI, but works in that same favor. And that could be ads. That's, for example, how I'm doing it. So that means I would usually say a paid marketing service first, like running Facebook ads for a business, LinkedIn ads, Google ads, building them a funnel. And on top of that, then I can build an AI service as an upsell for them. That's my recommendation. Again, like I said, I have sold services in 39 countries. Just to give you some inspiration here before I let you go. 4 hours of work for about $11,500 annually. That turns out to be close to $3,000 an hour. That's the type of clients that I go for. Over here you can see I've been doing this for quite a while. I started in 2016, hit my first month close to $30,000 on just PayPal alone back then. And I think the best way for me to help you is to just let you know there is a free training on marvinadam.com. You can go there. I share some of the more like secret sauce on there that's going to not be here on YouTube, about basically the kind of business that I would build if I was you. You can see over here some of the results that people got after they watched the same training and started implementing everything that I taught them. Hassan made $4,000 in the first week. Zion made $8,000 in the first month. I upload every single day on this channel. Drop me your best question. I will answer it in a video for you.